Morning, y'all. It's August 21st, and today I want to talk about co-sleeping. So almost 6 years ago, we'll say 5.5, December 2006, we bring our brand new baby boy home from the hospital, and I distinctly remember having a conversation. It had to be like in the week, 2 weeks before he was born, about we're not going to have kids sleeping in our bed. That's our space. This is our marriage. Kids are not going to sleep in our bed. Of course, we knew someone who, oh my God, their 3-year-old still sleeping in their bed. I just have to laugh at that now in hindsight. 3 years old. So we bring him home from the hospital, and it comes time for him to go to bed. And I can remember Rusty and I just kind of cuddling with him, going from happily sleeping on our chest to, oh, we're about to have to put him in his bed. I don't want to put him in his bed. And I can remember Rusty and I just talking about, oh, he has to learn. This is just how it is. What if he cries? It's okay, it's just crying. And just kind of going back and forth about he had to sleep in his bed. Now, grant you, he did have a little co-sleeper. We had the mini arms reach co-sleeper right next to us. And we laid him down to go to sleep, and it just did not feel right. And he didn't last more than 30 minutes in that bed. He wasn't crying. He was asleep. We rocked him to sleep first, and then we laid him down. But we just couldn't sleep. We just sat there staring at him, talking about how it didn't feel right, but trying to talk ourselves into it, trying to make it okay that he was sleeping in the bed. We just couldn't. Oh my goodness, so sorry. Now all y'all are yawning. So that started our journey with co-sleeping. And it has evolved over the kids. We just kind of, adapt the situation as it arises. When Paisley was born, she never slept in her bed by herself until she was older. Or for naps. But she instantly, from minute one, she was in our bed. And it's just always worked out great. She slept in the co-sleeper for a little while when she was a little bigger. She just had a different personality. She could kind of sleep by herself for a while, and she wasn't easily woken, nothing like that. She was still is a really hard, really good sleeper. She definitely likes to sleep. And then when Violet was born, same thing with her. Paisley when Violet was born, we still had the crib set up as a co-sleeper right next to our bed, and Paisley slept there. Carson slept on the other side of Rusty, and Violet, of course, was right next to me. Well, quickly we realized there wasn't enough room. So I was so torn because nobody was ready to move out of the bed. Nobody was ready for them to move out of the bed. And we just didn't know what to do. So we got a full-size bed, and we brought it in next to our king and just shoved it up next to it. And it's perfectly flush. There's no gaps or anything. And it is perfect. It's just like one really, really huge bed. It is just perfect. So that's just kind of how it's evolved over the years. Rusty and it does not affect our marriage. Obviously, we keep having more kids. It does not hinder our sex life at all. It doesn't. Usually, there's lots of options. You can either go in another room, or if you don't want to go in another room, you can just move all the kids to one bed. Since we have 2 beds, we just move all the kids to one bed and go to the other bed. It's not a huge deal whatsoever. It is what you make it. If you let co-sleeping ruin your marriage, it will. But if you don't let it ruin your marriage, it's not going to have any effect whatsoever. Now, another little side note, funny story. Fast forward to last night. As you guys know, you saw our new puppy. And it's been a long time since we had puppies. Our first puppy we got 9 years ago. And our other dog that we still have, Zeke, is 8 years old. So it's been a long time. And we didn't have kids at that time. So they slept with us. But we didn't have kids. And we didn't care about the rules because we didn't have kids. So fast forward to last night. We think, oh, we're going to kennel her and it's going to be fine. She may cry, but she's a puppy. It's fine. She has to learn, blah, 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 right? We've all heard the story. We had just repeated it 5 years ago. Well, she lasted like 5 minutes. Well, we lasted like 5 minutes and my phone was dead. And I had to plug it in. And you know iPhones, they won't turn back on until they have like 5% juice. So I'm like desperately trying to text Jenny, what did y'all do? What do you do? What do we do? Does she have to sleep in the kennel? And she's like, of course she doesn't have to. Go get her. So, oh, thank God. That's just what I needed to hear. And sometimes I do just need reassurance that we're not going to totally mess up our dog or we're not going to totally mess up our kids or whatever. So, regardless, Jenny saves today. Aunt Jenny saves today! Yay! And we go and get Lib, and she sleeps in the bed with us, happy as can be, snuggled up. I mean, think about it. Your kids go from snuggling with you for 9 months, and they go from being so close and secure and comforted to just sleeping by themselves. It just doesn't really work like that. And it's the same thing with the dogs. She went, this poor baby, and she's only 6 weeks old. She technically should still be nursing. And God, I feel guilty for that. She really should have stayed another 2 weeks with her mom and siblings. But you guys, these living conditions that we got her from, not ideal. Wow. She was covered in fleas, but that's a whole nother video. So we treated her. We didn't treat her. I bathed her and hand-picked every single one off of her. And she's a baby. She just wanted to snuggle. And so we went and got her and snuggled her, and she slept happy as a clam all night. Well, I don't know about all night. My husband did get up with her. But we knew that she would. And it was just funny how you go from having those conversations of how, oh, your baby's not going to sleep in the bed with you because they have to learn, blah, blah, blah. We were having those same conversations, trying to talk ourselves into why it was okay. We were even laughing about it because we had those same conversations. We were like, we sound like she's a dang baby. Well, she is. She's just a different species. So, anyway, we're just co-sleepers through and through. It is what it is. And we like it, and it's so sweet waking up to it. At least this way we can hear her when she cries. We know when she needs to go outside and go potty. With that said, I'm so proud of her. She has not TT'd in the house at all yet. At all. She's done so good. She's like 6 for 6 peeing outside. She even poo-pooed outside last night before she went to bed. And, yeah, it's been really good, and I knew it would be. I knew it would be like having a baby, and it is just like having a baby. And she's really sweet, and she's going to be such a fantastic playmate for the kids. So they love her. They're learning so much. Carson hasn't played his game since we got her. He hasn't played his PlayStation since we got her. He's been taking care of her and helping redirect her, and if he sees her start chewing on something, he hands her toy to chew with. So it's been really good for everybody, and she's so sweet. So anyways, co-sleeping, that's how we roll. Talk to you later. Bye.